local history, local culture, local events, your community. This is the Joe Kelly Show.
Hi there, everybody. Welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us. You know, I've often been asked about my job, and I said, well, it's not that complicated. It's not brain surgery. Well, our guest today can't say that because he is a brain surgeon, and his job is complicated. We're going to talk about your job, but first we're going to say welcome to the show, Dr. Q.
Thanks.
As a lot of the Comet fans know, Dr. Q, we see your billboard down at the Comet games, but it's Central New York Spine, Brain and Spine,
Yep,
correct?
That's correct.
You're up on Genesee Street, aren't you?
So one of our offices at 83 Genesee Street, that's just downtown New Hartford. Everybody wants to know where. We say across from Giorgio's. You know, that's how everybody picks us up.
And it's Dr. Kendall, but everybody refers to you as Dr. Q.
Correct.
You know, I was looking at your website, and you've been in your training, you've gone to Arizona and Washington and Virginia. I was curious, how did you end up in Utica?
My wife's from the upstate New York area. Grew up in the Schenectady area, so we came up here. Of course, one of the big selling points for the Utica, New Hartford area is the brand new hospital that's being built. So it's exciting. We're going to get there at some point, and that really drew us up into the area. And there was a need, and that was really important as well. And then having grandparents, cousins, brothers, and sisters all around is exciting.
You know, you gave me a segue into something I wasn't going to get into until later on in the show, but I'll get into it right now.
Sure.
The new hospital.
Yep.
The steel is going up as we speak. Give me your thoughts.
Well, it's not been fun with COVID, that's for certain, but everybody's holding strong and we're moving forward. We're building, we're growing, and we're going to eventually get into the hospital.
And I guess what you said, that the hospital is one of the reasons that you were attracted to the area. There's a plus right there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's an opportunity for a new hospital in the state of New York, which is not going to be common or ever again for that matter. And then as we're seeing consolidations, but this is an opportunity for Luke's and E's to consolidate and to have the MVHS in a central area in the downtown area. So we're all excited about that, and eventually it'll be up and running and full of patients and our support.
You've been around the country. What's this going to be, this hospital? I don't want to talk too much about the hospital, but what's this hospital going to be like for our population area? I mean, is this going to be something that other areas of this population have, or other areas of this population don't have? Yeah,
so I think the goal of the hospital is to build, the goal across all goals, so to speak, in this situation is to make sure that we deliver the highest level of care for our patients in our area. And I live here, my family lives here. If one of my children gets sick, one of my wife's brothers and sisters and family, aunts and uncles, anybody gets sick, we want them to be able to go to the hospital and get the best care possible. So in order to do that, you have to have talented physicians, right? And then you also have to have a facility that's at least state-of-the-art and has all the bells and whistles that any other institution would have. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you that we're going to have everything, but whatever we do, we're going to do it at the highest level. And
where do you do your, some of it you're doing in-house, I would guess, huh? Some of the minor things you would actually do in your office?
We do some minor procedures in our office, just injections and things like that, but we operate at multiple institutions, including the MVHS, which is St. Luke's and St. Elizabeth, but also at Rome Hospital, and we're expanding and growing.
I got a feeling after looking at your website of a philosophy that you have, and I'm not going to tell you what I think your philosophy is. I'll let you talk about it, your philosophy, your approach to medicine.
Sure. I think the approach to medicine should be this way for all doctors. I went early in my training, one of the physicians who that's a good story at another time, but he was a mentor of mine, and he said there's two things that are very important you have to do, and you'll always succeed as a doctor. And his name was Dr. Weaver, and he's a great man. He's the chair of neurosurgery at the University of Virginia, is the Weaver Chair. And that is his father's, he has a brother who's a neurosurgeon, he's a neurosurgeon. Bottom line is, he said two things: listen to your patients, they'll tell you what's wrong. All the science and everything you have, that's great, and you need to get the studies to understand what particularly is the problem. But if you actually listen to your patients, they'll tell you what's wrong, and that's real important. And then the second thing is it's easy. Do whatever you do for your patients, what you would do for your own family member. And I always say is take care of your patients like family, and it's easy to go home and kiss your kids at night and make sure everybody got what they needed. Is that fair?
That's fair. Yeah, there's some links to my profession in there too, about listening. You know, oftentimes people in my profession don't listen as well as they should either. The locations that you have, you mentioned Schenectady. You've got an office there, do you not?
Yep, we have an office in Schenectady, and then we bridge that takes care of some of the Amsterdam patients, and then we have one in Herkimer that covers the Little Falls area to the Herkimer area, and then we have a location in New Hartford, which really covers our area in our central location, and then we take care of patients in Lewis County. And what's nice is that what we're able to do is see these patients on a elective basis, where they come to the office if they have a problem, or if the emergency room has an issue, then we're able to transfer the patients or get them the right care where their location is. So our goal is to deliver high-level neurosurgical spine and brain care to an area that may not have all the access. And so if they can come to us and see us or have access to us, then they're not traveling to New York City, Boston, Rochester, Syracuse. So they have easier access to us.
Are you also up at Rome Memorial?
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Yes, I am. And that recently has gone over a real transition there. Their partnership with the Trinity Health System has really put some muscle behind their ability to start expanding in the area and delivering that care to that population over there.
Okay, we got to ask you too when we come back what the COVID has done to surgery and medicine in our area.
Absolutely.
Dr. Q is our guest. Short break, right back.